Zoroastrianism. It shaped one of the ancient world's largest empires, the mighty Persia Empire, and it was the state religion of three major Persian dynasties. And if you look at this right here, when I saw this, I think it looks like the Anunnaki. It really does. You got the wings, you've got the beard, you've got it going on. You do. They've got it going on. So I want to look at this just for a moment. Let me just drag it over a little bit. And look at that. See, it does. It looks like, mind you, the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki. Gina, we got the Anunnaki going on. Of course, we got, hello, everyone. We got the Anunnaki-like going on. We do. Let me skip over to this. It ain't going to be too long of a video, but it's going to be an all right video. This is from the History Channel. Just a little information on Zoroastrianism. That's right. That's right. And you can see that. Let's pull up an image of the Anunnaki if we can. You all, let me put this back to me so I can come on over here. See if I can find the image. Yeah. Like, oh, that's really tiny. Why do they make that tiny? See, it kind of looks like the Anunnaki. If you see it right here. Let me see if I can move it. See a little bird right there? Well, it's not really a little bird, but let's see what it's like that. Like that, you all. We got it going on just like that. So we're going to come over here and look at this just for a tad bit. Zoroastrianism is an ancient Persian religion that may have originated as early as 4,000 years ago, arguably the world's first monotheistic faith. Monotheistic. What does monotheistic mean? Let's go punch it in, you all. We want to see what monotheistic means. So we're going to pull up the definition of monotheism. Is the belief that there is only one deity, an all-supreme being that is universally referred to as God. A distinction may be made between exclusive monotheism, in which the one God is a singular existence, and both inclusive and pluriform monotheism, in which multiple gods or other godly forms are recognized, but each are postulated as extensions of the same God. Okay, that's fair enough. It's fair enough, you all. Welcome. You just tuning in. Hello. Hello, everyone. So we come back over here. It's one of the oldest religions still in existence. Zoroastrianism was the state religion of three Persian dynasties until the Muslim conquest of the Persia in the 7th century A.D. Zoroastrian refugees called Parsis escaped Muslim persecution in Iran by immigrating to India. So if you're just tuning in, which I know you are, we're looking at Zoroastrianism. We are just a tad bit. Yeah. Zoroastrian refugees. Okay, so we got that. They went to India. Zoroastrianism has an estimated 100,000 to 200,000 worshippers worldwide and is practiced today as a minority religion in parts of Iran and India. And again, you know, it looks kind of like the Anunnaki with the birds and stuff like that. You know, it really kind of sort of does. It does. It kind of sort of looks like it. Zoroaster. You know what it reminds me of? Zorro, you know that character that has the sword. Zorro with the sword. Let's pull up Zorro with the sword. Let's see Zorro. Because it was, I don't know, see what it looks like. Zorro. Come on, Zorro. We want to see you. Well, we got a cartoon characters like that. Okay, so that's not what I was looking for. So I'm not even going to reference it at all. I'm not. The prophet. Okay, the prophet Zoroaster. Zarathustra in ancient Persian is regarded as the founder of Zoroastrianism, which is arguably the world's oldest monotheistic faith. How can that be the world's oldest monotheistic faith? You mean that that's older than Christianity itself? Well, that's what it's saying. It is arguably the world's oldest monotheistic faith. Unless you guys got the Anunnaki looking thing, you are the world's oldest. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? It outdates Christianity. It's kind of, wow. That's a wow moment. Most of what is known about Zoroaster comes from the Avesta, a collection of Zoroastrian religious scriptures, and it's unclear exactly when Zoroaster may have lived. You just tuning in, hello, and welcome. We're over here looking at Zoroastrianism. It's most arguably the world's oldest monotheistic faith is what it is. So we got this coming on here, you all. Let me turn this down right here. This is not going to be too long of a video. Hello and welcome. How are we doing over here? Without a moderator, we're doing great. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Let's come over here. Some scholars believe that he was a contemporary of Cyrus the Great, a king of the Persian Empire, in the 6th century BC, though most linguistic and archaeological evidence points to an earlier date, sometimes between 1500 and 1200 BC, which is before Christ. Zoroaster is thought to have been born in what is now northeastern Iran in the southwestern Afghanistan. He may have lived in a tribe that followed an ancient religion with many gods, which is polytheism. An ancient religion with many gods is polytheism. This religion was likely similar to earlier forms of Hinduism. If you're just tuning in, we're just looking at Zoroastrianism. According to a Zoroastrian tradition, Zoroaster had a divine vision of a supreme being while partaking in a pagan purification rite at age 30. Why age 30, you all? Ask yourself, why would he have a divine vision of a supreme being while partaking in a pagan purification rite at age 30? It's fine. He can do it. Zoroaster began teaching followers to worship a single god called Ahura Mazda. Ahura Mazda. Well, I wonder what Ahura Mazda, looks like a Mazda car. Ahura Mazda. What would Ahura Mazda look like? I want to see what, if there was like any picture of what Ahura Mazda looked like. Oh, it looks like the Anunnaki. It looks like the Anunnaki. All right, so now we got the Anunnaki right here. Ahura Mazda, Persian Empire. Okay, let's see. All right, we got it. We got it, you all. We got it. Right here, we're looking at Zoroastrianism. It is arguably the most oldest monotheism. It's older than Christianity. Okay, that's what it's said to be older. So this is who we looking at here. We're looking at Ahura Mazda. This is Ahura Mazda right here. You can see right there. Look at that ring around it, y'all. You're just tuning in. Hello. We're going back over here to it. We are in the 1990s. Russian archaeologists at Goner Tepe, a Bronze Age site in Turkmenistan, discovered the remains of what they believed to be an early Turkmenistan An early Zoroastrian fire temple. Wow. The temple dates to the 2nd millennium BC, making it the earliest known site associated with Zoroastrianism. How we doing over here? Are we doing fine over here on this channel? Hello, Mickey Martin, honey. Hello, you all. We looking at Zoroastrianism. Yes, we are. The Sumerians, the ancient Sumerians. This is like the return of the gods, really, if you think about it. Return of the gods. Yeah. It's really, really interesting. A lot of history. So let's come back to the screen, you all. So we know that that's who Ahura Mazda is. Okay. We got it. The Persian Empire. Now we're going to look at the Persian Empire. Just as short. This is a History Channel. Zoroastrianism shaped one of the ancient world's largest empires, the mighty Persia Empire. It was the state religion of 3 major Persian dynasties. Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Achaemenid Persian Empire, was a devout Zoroastrian, but most accounts Cyrus was a tolerant ruler who allowed his non-Iranian subjects to participate, to practice their own religions. He ruled by the Zoroastrian law of Asha. So, truth and righteousness. Well, there's nothing wrong with ruling with truth and righteousness at all. There really isn't. I think it's wonderful if we had that type of rule on earth today. Well, we probably have not so many problems. We probably have not so many problems. But he didn't impose Zoroastrianism on the people of Persia's conquered territories. So if you're just tuning in, Zoroastrianism, and the beliefs of Zoroastrianism were spread across Asia via the Silk Road, a network of trading routes that spread from China to the Middle East and into Europe. Some scholars say that the tenets of Zoroastrianism helped shape the major Abrahamic religions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, through the influence of the Persian Empire. So it helped shape the major religions. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 through Zoroastrianism. It's okay, y'all. Look at that. We don't want to know how to cook a pizza. You all were talking about the Anunnaki. We're talking kind of about the Anunnaki, really. Zoroastrian concepts, including the ideal of a single God, heaven, hell, and a day of judgment, may have been first introduced to the Jewish community of Babylonia, where people from the kingdom of Judea had begun living in captivity for decades. When Cyrus conquered Babylon in 539 BC, he liberated the Babylonian Jews. Many returned home to Jerusalem, where their descendants helped to create the Hebrew Bible. Over the next millennia, Zoroastrianism would dominate 2 subsequent Persian dynasties, the Parthian and the Sasanian empires, until the Muslim conquest of Persia in the 7th century AD. If you're just tuning in, you all were going over Zoroastrianism. Kind of looks like the Anunnaki gods. Really, it kind of looks like the Anunnaki gods, if you think about it. And it predates Christianity. It does. You have to ask yourself, how come, why that happened? Why did it happen like that? It's interesting. It really is interesting. Let's get back to it. It's going to get back to it, Gina. We will. The Muslim conquest. The Muslim conquest of Persia between AD 633 and 651 led to the fall of the Sasanian Persian Empire, and the decline of the Zoroastrian religion in Iran. Aww. There went the end of it. The Arab invaders charged Zoroastrians living in Persia taxes for retaining their religious practices, and they implemented laws to make it difficult for them. Over time, most Iranian Zoroastrians converted to Islam. So we start off with the first monotheistic religion. The very first monotheistic religion right here, which is Zoroastrianism, is arguably the world's oldest monotheistic faith. The oldest. It was the belief in a, let's get it right here, you all. Let's read it. Gina, what is it? It's the belief in one God. One God. One God. The belief in one God. So we're coming down through here. We are. But it kind of got overtaken. And the other religions came into being. They did. Parsi religion. Parsi are followers of Zoroastrianism in India. According to Parsi tradition, a group of Iranian Zoroastrians immigrated from Persia to escape religious persecution by the Muslim majority after the Arab conquest. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Experts speculate that the group sailed across the Arabian Sea and landed in Gujarat, a state in western India, sometime between 785 and 936. The Parsi are an ethnic minority in India and Pakistan. Today, there are about 60,000 Parsi in India and 1,400 in Pakistan. That's not very many at all. So let's look at this, you all. We're going to look. You know, this looks like the Anunnaki right here. It does. It looks like the Anunnaki. It does, you all. Let's look at this. This is Ahura Mazda right here. Why wouldn't they want to talk about this right here? Why not? What is there really to fear? Really? I mean, it's engraved everywhere. It really is. It's engraved and etched in stone and all of that. Let's put it back here. We're going to go back to reading, Gina. We can do it, you all. Zoroastrian symbols and beliefs. The Faravar is an ancient symbol of Zoroastrian faith. Well, we're going to have to look up the Faravar because we want to Faravahar. See what the Faravahar looks like, you all. Let's look up Faravahar. Let's see the symbol. Oh, well, this is the symbol. See, it's really this too. Let's make it big for you all. Looks like the Anunnaki. All right, so the Faravahar, also known as the Faruhar or the Farkiani, is one of the best known symbols of Zoroastrianism and Iranian religion. There are various interpretations of what the Faravahar symbolizes, and there is no concrete universal consensus on its meaning. However, it is commonly believed that Faravahar serves as a Zoroastrian depiction of the Fravashi, or personal spirit. There's no mention of the Anunnaki. None. They don't want to mention the Anunnaki. That's fine. We don't have to hear about it, I guess. It depicts a bearded man with one hand reaching forward, and he stands above a pair of wings that are outstretched from a circle representing eternity. Can y'all see that on here? Okay, he represents eternity, which is pretty cool. It is. Fire is another important symbol of Zoroastrianism, as it represents light, warmth, and has purifying powers. Some Zoroastrians also recognize the evergreen cypress tree as a symbol of eternal life. Fire, along with water, are seen as symbols of purity in Zoroastrian religion. Zoroastrian places of worship are sometimes called the fire temples. Isn't that really interesting? Fire temples. But it's the belief in one God. So let me see what the fire temples look like. You all, we want to see a fire temple. Let's see what a fire temple looks like. All right, so we got some fire temples right here. It's like the Shekinah glory. Look at that, the fire beings. Wow. If any of you have had the privilege of seeing the spiritual beings like this, wow, this is really, it's really cool. Fire things. Okay, so we got it. Hello and welcome. Each fire temple contains an altar with an eternal flame that burns continually and is never extinguished. Kind of like the burning bush, the burning bush. According to legend, 3 ancient Zoroastrian fire temples, known as the Great Fires, were said to have come directly from the Zoroastrian god Ahura Mazda, which is right here. This is Ahura Mazda, right here, said to have come from, you see like this. Okay, we got it, you all. Let's keep going. Hope we're doing good over here. I'm not looking at the comments. It's all right. At the beginning of time, okay, it said they came from the Zoroastrian god Ahura Mazda at the beginning of time. Archaeologists have searched for these places, though it's unclear whether the Great Fires ever existed or were purely mythical. Zoroastrians gave their dead sky burials. They built circular flat-topped towers called dokmas, or towers of silence. Let's see what a dokma looks like, you all. We've got the fire temples right here. Let's see what a dokma looks like, because we want to see what it looks like, which would be pretty cool. Oh, okay. The Tower of Silence. Let's look at this. A dokma, also known as a Tower of Silence, is a circular raised structure built by Zoroastrians for excarnation in order to avert contamination of the soil and other natural elements by the dead bodies. So carrion birds, usually vultures and other scavengers, consume it. Well, that's kind of graphic, but we don't want to know about it. It's a little bit graphic. Okay, well, we see the local vultures until the bones were picked clean and they were collected and put in lime pits. All right. The dokmas have been illegal in Iran since the 70s. Many Zoroastrians today bury their dead beneath concrete slabs, though some Parsi in India still practice sky burials. A dokma remains in operation near Mumbai, India, for example. You know how it says in the book of Revelation, come, fill your the flesh, come and eat, come and eat the flesh of kings. Let me see this, Revelation. This is the birds of the air. Look at this, you all. This is kind of, it doesn't sound really nice to read it, but I'm going to read it. We're going to see this. So, you see like this book, this scripture. Let me see if I can go back. I want to go back just right here. After they saw this. All right, let me see. Standing afar. Let me see if I get it. No, I wanted to see if I can get to where it was. I didn't want to see that. I wanted to see, well, Gina, you messed it up now because you did it. Yeah, I went back the wrong way. Let me see if I can get back to where I was. 18 to 21. That ye may eat the flesh. Look at this. I think it's talking to the birds of the air. That ye may eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both great, small and great. And I saw the beast. Okay, you guys, you saw it? Okay, they saw the beast. All right, you all, we saw the beast. Okay, let's get back over here to Zoroastrianism. If you're just tuning in, it looks like the Anunnaki. But Zoroastrianism is the oldest monotheistic religion out there, the belief in one God, with many personifications, more or less. Let's look at this. Zoroastrianism in Western culture. So that's what we're going to see now. Many Europeans became familiar with Zoroastrian founder Zarathustra through the 19th century novel, Thus Spoke Zoroaster. Let's see what Let's see what that looks like, you all. So we want to see what this looks like. If you're just tuning in, let's see it. Okay, well, this is Zoroaster right here, known as Zarathustra, is regarded as the spiritual founder of Zoroastrianism. He's said to have been an Iranian prophet who founded the religious movement that challenged the existing traditions of ancient Iranian religion and inaugurated a movement that would eventually become a staple religion in Iran. A staple religion in Iran. Okay, we got it. You got it, Gina? Yeah, we got it. Okay, so we like to look at visuals because they're nice to look at. They really are. In it, Nitses follows the prophet Zarathustra on his travels. Some have called the work ironic, since Nietzsche was an avowed atheist. Oh, wow, we had an avowed atheist. The British musician Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of the rock band Queen, was of Parsi descent. Mercury, born of Faraka, Bulsara, practiced Zoroastrianism. Mercury died of complications and AIDS, and his London funeral was performed by a Zoroastrian priest. Zoroastrian god Ahura Mazda, which is right here, looks like the Anunnaki, served as the namesake for Japanese automaker Mazda Motor Corporation. The company hoped that an association with the god of light would brighten the image of their first vehicles. That's interesting to know. The god of light would brighten the image of their first vehicles. That's kind of interesting. The American novelist George R.R. Martin, creator of the fantasy series A Song of Ice and Fire, which was later adapted in the HBO Game of Thrones, developed the legend of Azur Ahai from Zoroastrianism. Azur Ahai. Let's see. Let's look at Azur Ahai. See what Azur Ahai looks like, you all, because we want to see. Paste it, Gina. We're gonna paste it. All right. So Azur Ahai is a legendary figure in the faith of Rolor. Thousands of years ago, he forged the sword Lightbringer, which he used to defeat the darkness of the Great Other. This came at a price, however, as in order to unleash the sword's true powers, he had to plunge it into the heart. Oh my gosh, that is not very nice. I'm not even going to finish it, you all. No. No, that was really terrible. That was terrible, you all. We didn't want to hear what he did, you all. This is a brief history of Zoroastrianism right here, and you can tell that it looks like the Anunnaki. It does. Zoroastrianism, which is arguably the world's oldest monotheistic faith. And from it came, let's get down here. From it, some scholars say that the tenets of Zoroastrianism helped to shape the major Abrahamic religions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, through the influence of the Persian Empire. So if you're just tuning in, we just now finished looking a little brief history on Zoroastrianism is what we have done. And yeah, it was quite interesting. It was. We got it. Many pretended, yet there is only one God for us all. And you know what's really interesting? This is also interesting. One moment, let me see how I'm going to say this. Hold on. Wait a second. Look at this right here. What are the 3 core beliefs of Freemason? Masonic truth is a tad controversial. When you enter the lodge, they believe you seek the light as you are in the darkness and blindfolded due to a number of reasons, whatever. The Catholic Church forbids members from being Freemasons. While Freemasonry is not itself a religion, all of its members believe in a supreme being or a grand architect of the universe. We've already looked at this right here before, and you have to ask yourself why the Roman Catholic Church doesn't look. Why do they forbid members from being Freemasons? Yeah. Which is kind of, the Vatican called them the synagogue of Satan. Like that. You're just tuning in. This is what we looked at, the History Channel. Oh, my nose is really itching, you all. The History Channel right here. Zoroastrianism. And I am going to end this video. I am. It's, Gina, get it going. I'm going to go, you all. I am. That's right. It is very deep. It is. It is so interesting that it looks like the Anunnaki. It does. And it's like some believe the Anunnaki are the original creator gods. They do. They're somebody. They were somebody important. Otherwise, they would not have been etched in stone. There wouldn't have been so much talk. There wouldn't have been so much. There's something to them, you all. There is. And a lot of the history is hidden. It is. In the big scope of your life, Gina, does it matter? Well, no. Are you going to get all bent out of shape, Gina? No, I'm not. It's nice to search. But, Gina, you just said this morning, there is no end searching for the truth. There isn't. There's no end to it. And like I say, the more the knowledge, the more the grief, and much study wearies the body. It does. Much study will weary your body, and the more the knowledge, the more the grief, and to each their own. That's right, you all. It's pretty interesting. So I'm going to go. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all give this video a thumbs up. And with that being said, hello. Wherever you are in any part of the world, hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Now we're into the evening hours. It's 6:12 p.m. And hopefully I'll see you later this evening. That's right, you all. Later this evening. So Zoroastrianism is arguably the oldest monotheistic religion in the world. The oldest. The belief in one God. It is said that Judaism, Islam, and Christianity came from the tenets of Zoroastrianism. Love you.